The setup for this event is basically that it's another showdown like we've done with the Supercars Showdown and the Open Top Showdown and the Muscle Cars Showdown. We've got 6 different Sports Classics cars represented in this race, all around Blaine County 24 hours. And it's going to be the usual thing of just, you know, it's a fun event really. It's got a competitive edge, but it's not necessarily you have to be in the best car to make sure you get the win sort of thing. There's only 5 people in each of the 6 cars, and it's all predetermined. So we've got the Pagani, the Casco, the Sterling GT without the spoiler on the back to balance it a little bit better. Another Casco. The Monroe is one of the cars. Seems quite slow, the Monroe, though. I don't know how well it's going to do. The Z-Type should be strong. Pagani again. Pagani will be strong. Coquette Classic. More Monroes and Coquette Classics. Z-Type, Sterling GT. The Roosevelt's not part of it. But I just said if you don't actually have the car, you know, you can bring any car. Have I mentioned all the cars? So we've got the Z-Type, the Sterling GT without the spoiler, the Pagani, the Coquette Classic, the Casco and the Monroe all going together in a race. And we'll see how well they all do on Blaine County 24 hours. Should be really interesting because they're not majorly different. There will be a 2-lap non-contact qualifying session first of all though. The Monroe is not the best car to use for this from what I've been experiencing. We'll see how we do. The Monroe isn't that quick. In a straight line it's alright. Alright, qualifying session. 2 laps. You only get 1 hot lap basically. If you make a mistake on your hot lap then you're done. Oh wow, bye bye. Bye bye Coquette Classic. See you later. We'll take it. The Z-Types are going to be good. Paganis are going to be good. I still feel like the Z-Type's the one to have in this race. But we'll see. Definitely going to be having trouble against the Z-Types, it seems, the way that they've left me at the moment. That's the sort of thing I'll be banking on. Other cars making mistakes. I mean, they're all reasonably close. A lot of it is going to come down to driver skill more so than car performance, and that's how these showdowns have generally always been. But whoops, wasn't concentrating. But yeah, look, it's always Z-Types at the front, man. The Sterling GT not having the spoiler definitely hurts it, but it's, I don't know. I mean, it hurts it on the straight, obviously, because it's so slow, but I would imagine that it's still pretty quick in the corners. Alright, hot lap time. See what kind of lap time we can put down. Immediately makes a mistake. GG Bruffy. I suppose there's also a bit of credit for winning your own class, if you like. I know there's only 5 drivers for each car, but oh man, I'm driving horribly. That's awful. Looks like Paganis and Z-Types are at the top. I wonder if those two are going to be the 2 to beat. choked it right at the end. Hit a rock. Oh, it's over. Well, this is a fun way to finish the race. Right, so the way this is going to work for the qualifying session is that everybody is going to be in the order that they qualified within their class, so within their car class, but the quickest car class will all be starting at the back, and the slowest car class will all be starting at the front based on lap times. Dun dun dun. Bombshell dropped. The Z-Type will probably just pass everyone on the highway anyways, lap 1. Well, yeah, probably, but you know, this, to be fair, these showdowns have all been about balancing it out, so trying to find cars that are on the sort of pace of each other, and this is just a way to balance out a natural balance of performance. The first sticky bomb that you see, that's when you start the race. You've got to do 3 pit stops throughout the course of the race. Make sure you get some record of that. Record it on the straight before you come onto the straight, because if we find that if anybody accuses anybody else of not doing 3 pit stops, you'll be disqualified from the session if you don't have the proof. Disqualified from the race results. I was not expecting to start in second place. Alright. We'll be going at some point after 12 minutes. Did not get the best start there. Oh, I'm sorry. Great start. So this is a 15 lap race, so it should take about an hour to complete. Down to 26. Sorry, Dr. Peppers. So this is going to be really interesting with all the Z-types starting at the back. Although the Pigalis didn't get too bad of a starting position in all honesty. So with this race, I'm going to have a bit of a different strategy than what I normally would. I'm doing something a little bit different. I hate Beto so much. So there's a big gap already between the front pack and the secondary pack, it looks like. Three mandatory pit stops are required throughout the course of this race. Monroe does not like to turn at slow speed. Amarocco entered first in the Pagani. That could be a bad sign. Pagani should be pretty quick if he gets out in front. Might be difficult for the Z-types to catch up. I'm aware that there's someone behind me who's lagging a lot. I can see it on the map. 0. Well, I think it's okay when he gets close to me. It might just be when there's a bit of distance. I love driving the Monroe though. It's an absolutely beautiful car. You can dance it around the corners. Interesting that we've already got some Z-types near the front of the pack. That's not a good sign either. Oh man, had to lift off there. Jesus. Not a lot of grip on the old Monroe. Decent top speed though, as we found out. Not exactly Z-type levels of top speed, but it's not too bad. I left space there, I don't know what happened, but I did leave space, I was conscious of that. I tried to pull to the right as much as I possibly could. I apologise if someone got caught up in that. Oh, no grip. Nismo! Saw evil off there. Many crashes. And on to lap 3. Look at that Z-type pull though. He had an accident and he's now pulling away from me. Wow. That's crazy. That's some crazy pull. And there we go. That's my different strategy for the day done. I said I was going to be doing a little bit of a different strategy to what I would normally do, or even what I would recommend. I just wanted to do something a little bit different, make it a bit more interesting. So basically that means that at this point all 3 of my mandatory pit stops are done on the first 3 laps. And I'm still in 11th place, so that's good. I'm almost 100% certain, in fact I am pretty much 100% certain, that everybody in front of me hasn't done all of their pit stops like I have, because I didn't see anybody come in on the first lap who's currently in front of me. So it's basically just going to be a case of seeing where we finish at the end. People will gradually come in for their pit stops. I don't know whether... I know there's a few people who just did two pit stops in front of me, so it's just going to be a case of focusing on staying out of trouble like I have been, running my own race and seeing where I finish up at the end. It's worked out pretty well so far. I've been able to stay out of all of the trouble and all of the crashes. But I'm still in 11th place after having done all of my pit stops. As I said in that live commentary, I never come into these things expecting to win or anything. It's just interesting to mix it up and see how you can do.
Will you do it?
Cameron, bollocks, I can't read. Cameron, I can't read it. I'm done. You and your tactical distractions. When you choke, you need repairs. Another pit stop. I see where you're going with that. That is something, yeah, I did think about that, but you know, I'm confident in my ability to not need repairs. We'll be fine. Now I've kind of got to put myself to some interesting decisions, let's say. How much do you defend and attack people when you know that you're 1, 2, maybe even 3 pit stops ahead of them? Zero is lagging hard. He wasn't earlier. I'll pull up the order on the straight. So, Amarogko is in the lead, 6 seconds ahead of Tomtad. So we've got a Pagani and a Z-Type at the front of the pack already. That'll be an interesting battle, that. Especially with the Z-Type being behind, and I personally think the Z-Type's a little bit quicker, but we'll see. Teddy's doing well in his Monroe, hanging on to the back of them. Nismo's currently in 4th though. So we've got Pagani, Z-Type, Monroe, Z-Type. I've just made a position there from Zero coming into the pits.
Will you do it?
Can't read that, I apologise. I'll get it at the end. Cut choice. No, Cameron, it's not going to happen. I'm going to disappoint you today. Berto left. Sorry, Berto. Action ahead. Oh, this is it, you see. You shouldn't get involved. I'm at least 2 pit stops ahead of all of these guys. I shouldn't have been getting involved. Or if I should have been doing it a little bit more cleaner than that. Egypt. Make better decisions. I think I'm awesome was slowing down there to let me go, but I don't think there was any need, to be honest. See, Zero's just done his pit stop and now he's on the back of me again. I don't believe it. Should not have got involved. So I've basically lost the time. I've lost a pit stop there. God damn it. My wonderful strategy has unravelled. That is always the problem, I suppose, if you're going to do your pit stops early. Something you've got to be prepared for. It was all my fault as well. I stuck myself on the outside. I lag hit into him, so I had to slow down. Stuck myself on the outside. I should have just let him have the place. God damn it. At least it wasn't a choke. That was more just an error of judgment in battling. So these guys who I was just fighting with there are probably all about a pit stop ahead of me now. Because of that. Based on the fact that I'm a pit stop. I lost a pit stop to Zero there. Got a Z-type behind me. A third of the way through the race. To be honest, at this point, I don't even know where I am in the racing, in the race in general. Like, I'm in 10th position, but that could mean really 5th position. Having to defend from this Z-type. Oh wow! I wasn't even looking. Holy cow! I was too busy looking at the map. That was lucky. Holy shit! I was looking at the map and the next thing I know, I look up and I've got this car to the left of me on its side. Jesus. So yeah, as with all of these mandatory pit stop style races, we're not going to know who's won until the end really, when it all filters out and everybody's made their mandatory pit stops. Oh no, Z-type, no, leave me alone. Give me a boost. Go into the pits. Something. Leave me alone. Okay, I'll take that. He did as required. I asked him to leave me alone. That's exactly what he's done. Right. TomTad is now in the lead. Nismo is in third. I'm guessing Nismo's done a few pit stops. I think he probably has. Can't remember what Mace is in. James Nash is a Pagani. Teddy is the Monroe, who's closest. V12's the Coquette Classic. Jay Santos, obviously the Z-Type. Someone's just coming to the pits. I've just made a position there. Wonder who that was. I think what's happened is Jay Santos came into the pits. That's why I got ahead of him. And just ahead of me now is Teddy, who's in the Monroe. Yes, it is. So I don't know whether Teddy, who's ahead of me, is the leading Monroe at the moment. I don't know how many pit stops he's got left to do. I would imagine he's either done 2 or 3. That's just harsh. Drubert's come back on my ass. Big style. That he's quick in that Z-Type. It's more the consistency that's kept me ahead of him rather than anything else, but he's got the pace for sure. Alright, we've got an interesting battle going on. Coquette Classic, Monroe. I don't know what happened to Drubert. He didn't make another mistake, did he? I thought he'd already got on the straight though. I didn't see him coming to the pits. He was already gone before we got to the pits. Too wide. Don't think I've been doing that section very well at all, to be honest. Throughout the entire race. Unlucky Teddy. I was looking forward to a bit of a battle. Bit of a Monroe battle. The sun's starting to set on Blaine County 24. This is where it starts to get pretty beautiful. That was pretty bad. So, looks like Nismo and Eimer have a really good battle. Just putting it out there. Currently tying for second place. TomTad is in the lead, but it remains to be seen how many pit stops he has to make. He's miles in the lead at the minute, so I would assume that as he starts making his pit stops, it's going to possibly end up being a 3-way battle between him, Imarogko and Nismo. But if Nismo and Imarogko start slowing each other down, oh, Nismo's got ahead of him. He's starting to pull a bit of a gap. So TomTad is 30 seconds almost ahead of Nismo. Is that 3 pit stops possibly? I think that might be 3 pit stops. Takes about, you lose about 10 seconds I think on a pit stop. So if he hasn't made any pit stops, TomTad, it'll be a really interesting battle to the end. Drubert is really caught up right on my ass again. He's been so quick. Didn't he qualify second overall? I think he did. He is very quick. He's just been making mistakes, I think. He's going to do the same thing again, just wait until we get to the straight and then whoosh straight past. Z-Type's OP. Got a good exit though. I did get a good exit. Have I held him off? That's a bit of a decent gap he's got to get back. That might have done it for me. Someone's coming out of the pits as well. This is going to get dicey. Oh, he's gaining on me. That exit. It was that exit onto the freeway that helped me there. I've got to make sure I do that every single time without fail. But then I'm going to have to be defending for the rest of the oh, I've got it wrong. Now I've just got to defend everywhere else. The Monroes are definitely, I think, the slowest. Ah, it's fun. It's fun being in the slower of the cars. Have a bit of a challenge. Very little practice, bit of a challenge in the slowest cars. It's all for a bit of fun anyway. Right, so someone came in the pits there. And it was James Nash, who's in a Pagani. At this point, I don't know whether Drubert has to take another pit stop, so I'm defending him now because I kind of need to. Because I have no idea whether this is actually for position or he has to make another pit stop. But still, I want to slow him down as much as possible, because if he gets ahead of me, starts pulling away, that was terrible, gets enough of a gap, oh, he's going to have me here. If he gets enough of a gap once he's got in front of me to make a pit stop and come back out in front of me, I don't want that either, so I do have to defend, even though it is slowing me down. But alright, this is where it's key. This is important. Did it. Done it again. Sorry, Drubert man, but I got a good exit on there. I don't think you were having me anyway. Drubert just had to push that a little bit too much, I think, to make sure he got a good exit. Good battle, Drubert. I'm sure I'll see you before the end of this race when you catch me up again with that insane pace. So whoever came into the pits there, I'm going to check now. V12. Yeah, V12's quicker than me as well. He's managed to... V12 has basically managed to pull out a gap enough so that he's been able to make his pit stop and come out in front of me. These three in front, I don't know how many pit stops they've made, and because I've done all three of mine, I'm just basically waiting for the end of the race to see if they do make pit stops or not, because I'm not quicker than them, because they're all in Z-types or Pigalis or whatever else. V12's doing good in his Coquette Classic though. It's a good performance. I think at this point I might... Ooh, that was close. I might not really have a choice in the position that I finish, because these guys are just going to keep pulling away from me. They'll make their pit stops late and they'll still come out ahead of me like V12's just done there. It's Zero Striker who's been coming up on me. Alright, Zero Striker's in the Pagani. I think these three ahead of me are going to be finishing ahead of me. So I'm going to look at all the splits as we get onto the main straight again, because I think Zero's done all of his three pit stops, I'm sure. I'm not sure about Drubert, but he probably has, but Zero definitely has. And these three ahead of me are all just too far ahead of me, really. Tom Tad is 22 seconds ahead of Nismo now. Nismo's 20 seconds ahead of Ima. Those are big gaps. And they're a minute ahead of me. Zero is 2 seconds behind me. Drubit's 2.5 seconds behind me. So it's either... Ooh, someone's come out of the pits. He must have made a mistake. Coming out of the pits, maybe. Oh no, I know what's happened. He was only just ahead of me. He was just ahead of V12. So that must be his final pit stop, maybe? Who's this? V12 must have made a mistake there. Because I wasn't this close to V12 before. Alright, this has got interesting. This making all my pit stops at the start of the race has worked. as we all filter out to the end. Because they're all battling behind me now. Closed in on V12 as well. He'll get his act together and start pulling away, I'm sure. But at least now I've got a fighting chance of defending from these guys. Alright, so that's what happened. James Nash was in front of me. He came in for his pit stop and he's ended up behind me. I don't know what happened to V12. He must have made a mistake at the same time because I don't think he came into the pits. And then you've got Masker Mace who's way ahead now, so even if he made a pit stop he'd still come out ahead of me. All depends on whether V12 needs to make another pit stop or not. I don't know whether he does. I have a Pigali right on my ass. The Pigali of James Nash. Right, this is where it comes down to it. Defend in a slower car to keep a position. We shall see what we can do. Basically, what I need to do is defend enough until Zero Striker comes up on us, and then they can hopefully have a little battle as well. Now I can get a bit of a gap maybe. Alright, is this the last lap? Yes it is. Three-way battle for 6th place. Hooked that up nicely. James Nash made a slight error there. Defense mode engaged. This is fun. I like this. Could even be for 5th place if V12 still needs to make his make a pit stop, but I don't think he does. Right, the Monroe. It's got 0.5 mile per hour. That's V12 in the pits. He did have to make another pit stop. We've got a Monroe train right now. That's hurt me. That's hurt me bad. Not fond of that little tap though. Oh, what the? Oh, I'm done. Oh, it was a great battle as well, and it's got ruined. 5th place gone. V12 takes his 5th place back. Ah, that's a disappointment. I thought I was bang on for 5th place there in the little Monroe. You did well, Monroe. You did well. I know you got roughed up by the big boys, but you did good. Technically, Zero should have waited for Drubit there as well, let him go past because he took Drubit out. GG's. Thanks for the GG's. I enjoyed that race. Did you see that overtake though on the last lap? Holy shit. On the inside of Zero. That was immense. I can't believe the Monroe even managed to do that with its terrible brakes. Oh, that was... Oh, I enjoyed that overtake. I was trying my hardest to defend. But that overtake, that was the best of the whole race.